I've been involved in the PPI group right from the beginning, learning the challenges that are involved in, engaging patients in research.
When I did actually start getting involved in the PPI groups, it was amazing because there were so many things that come natural to me and things that are my everyday that actually researchers may not consider. How are you going to use this data? What are you going to do with it going forward? That's why people get involved in research, is because they want to make a difference. And what I found was that a lot of the research that I was initially seeing wasn't showing. I'm sure there was lots of plans going forward, but it wasn't showing the participants that this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to make people's lives easier and better.
Each culture has certain things that they value above others. I think it's important to understand what is generally important to that community and then try and tie your research with how your research will help them with whatever is important to them.
You're the experts in your fields and it's amazing what you do, but always to remember that the public don't always know as much as you do, and some of the acronyms you use or some of the explanations or the medical terms you use might alienate people and it might scare people off.
If, for example, they're recruiting people and they see that the patients are a little bit apprehensive, they actually talk about it. Okay, so what do you think? What is it that you're afraid of? Just lightly. I mean, obviously our job is not to dispel prejudices. That's because that's a whole big thing on its own, but being aware of it and actually just giving the opportunity to talk about it.
Some things that we've been asked to be involved in or asked to provide opinions on, we didn't even know was an issue. So sometimes it's about educating people first before you even come in with whatever it is you're researching. I always say to start off with the problem and start off with why it's an issue and how many people it affects, and do that in plain English.
From a researcher point of view, we are trained to produce very rational, logical arguments. But I think it will be worth sort of considering making the argument a bit more from the emotional point of view.
Videos or really short snippets that are really easy to engage with and understand. So like it's something that can go on YouTube or on a I don't know, TikTok or something where you're scrolling and it's very quick, very snappy and to the point, clear plain English, and then some incentives, and that doesn't need to be financial incentives. Incentives it could be how this would help people. It's really helpful to have previous participants talking to prospective PPI participants. That sort of helps to dispel some of the lack of trust that might be there or the concerns that they may already have about participating, especially if it's something that involves taking blood, anything that's going to be kind of identifying factors.